Hey, sweet kiddos, I hope y'all are having a wonderful week so far. In math, we have been talking about measurement, and this week you are measuring with non-standard units of measurement. We have been talking about the height of things and the length of things. So let's review that really quickly, okay? If we measure the height of something, what does that mean we're measuring? Can you say it out loud? If we're measuring the height of something, we're measuring how tall something is, right? If I wanted to measure this sweet little teddy bear, right? If I wanted to measure the height of this teddy bear, I would measure how tall he is. But when we talk about the length of something, look at this little snake right here. When we're measuring the length of something, we're measuring what? Can you say it? Yes, we're measuring how long something is. So height, when we're measuring the height of something, it means how tall it is. And when we're measuring the length of something, we're measuring how long it is. And this week, you're using some different things to measure. I think yesterday you measured with, or Monday you measured with some green squares. Tuesday, you measured with pasta noodles. That's kind of funny, right? And the rest of the week, you're going to be maybe using some things like Q-tips, maybe some money. So you're going to be using non-standard units of measurement. Non-standard means you could take anything and line it up to measure something. But I do want to show you very quickly some standard units of measurement. Standard means it never changes. This is a ruler, and this really long, I can't even fit in the screen, is a yardstick. A ruler and a yardstick, and one more, and a measuring tape. A ruler, raise your hand if you have a ruler maybe at home. A yardstick, raise your hand if you have a long yardstick at home. And a measuring tape. These three things are all standard units of measurement. These will never ever change. And so we can use a ruler to measure the height of something or the length of something. We can use a yardstick to measure the height of something or the length of something. And we can use a measuring tape to measure the height or length of something, okay? So a measuring tape, a ruler, and a yardstick, these are called standard units. And they're standard because they have numbers on them, and it starts with the number 1, and it goes all the way, and it keeps counting up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It keeps on counting up, and these numbers and this unit of measurement never ever changes. And so these are called standard units of measurement. But this week, we don't always have to use standard units of measurement. And so this week, you're getting to use some fun stuff, some non-standard things to measure certain things around your house with. So you know who I thought? I was thinking you might have been missing some little furry friends of ours. Have you forgotten about Gertie and Bertie? Because they have been missing y'all. And so I thought we should get Gertie and Bertie. Now, at first I thought, well, we can measure Gertie and Bertie, but I don't think that they would cooperate and stay very still. So I thought, what if we measured their cage? We could measure the height of their cage. What does that mean we would do? Measure how tall it is. That's right. And we can measure the length of their cage. What does that mean? That's right. We could measure how long it is. So let's go find Gertie and Bertie, and let's see if we can measure the height of their cage and the length of their cage. Okay? You ready? All right, kiddos. Here's Gertie and Bertie. They wanted to say hey to you. We just cleaned their cage. Hey, girls. All right. Now, I have two helpers who are going to help us measure the height and length of Gertie and Birdie's cage. This is Eliza and Mary Millette, and Mary Millette and Eliza are going to help us measure, okay? And the first thing we're going to use to measure is a block, a Duplo block, or like a Lego. And Liza's got them over there, and she's going to hand them to Mary Millette. And then after we measure with these, we're going to use markers. So we're not going to use standard units of measurement. We're not going to use a ruler to measure. We're going to use some non-standard units. So this time we're going to use markers and some Legos, some Duplo blocks, okay? All right, Mary Millette, when we measure, let's do the height first. That means how tall their cage is. All right, Mary Millette, where are we going to start when we measure the height of their cage?
At the bottom.
At the bottom. We're going to measure at the bottom. And then where are we going to go, Mary Millette, when we measure?
To the top.
To the top. So we're going to go start at the bottom, and then we're going to go straight up until we get where?
To the top.
Till we get to the very top of the cage. All right, Liza, are you ready to hand Mary Millette some Duplo boxes? All right, now you count at home as Mary Millette puts them up, okay? She's going to start at the bottom, and she's going to go all the way to the top. And Gertie is excited. Look at her. She's in her wheel spinning for you. All right, Liza, are you ready to hand it to her? Okay, let's start counting. Here we go. All right.
1, 2.
Oh, Gertie.
3, 4.
Very good. I'll hold it at the bottom.
5, 6.
Are you counting at home?
7, 8, 9, 10.
Looks like we're about halfway there, but we got to keep going
11,
till we get to the top.
12, 13,
13, good.
14, 15, 16,
Almost there.
17, 18,
Mm-hmm.
19.
Is that pretty good?
No. Oh.
Actually, I think it's pretty level. 19. What is this? 19. What are these called?
Blocks.
19 blocks tall. All right, this time we're going to use markers. All right, where are we going to start when we use the markers?
At the bottom.
Give them to them.
You can give her to her. That's a great idea, Liza. All right, give her first marker, and we're going to start at the bottom. All right, 1. I'll hold it. Oh, let's do this one. Yeah, that'd be good.
2, 3. About 2.5.
Oh my goodness! It only took like 2.5 markers. Now, why did it not take as many markers, Mary Millette?
Because the markers are bigger.
Because the markers are bigger than the blocks. And so it took way more blocks than it did with markers. So Gertie and Birdie's cage is only about 2.5 markers tall, and it is 19 blocks tall. Wow. All right, now we're going to measure the length of the cage. And the length means we're going to see how long it is. All right, now we're going to measure the length of the cage, which means we're going to measure going across the bottom, okay? So first we're going to use the what?
Blocks.
The blocks. All right, let me scoot it up for everybody so everybody can see. All right, count out loud, Mary Millette, and start. Mary Millette, are we going to start in the middle?
No.
Where are we going to start?
At the beginning.
Yeah, at the very end, right? We can actually start at either end, couldn't we? So we can start at this end, or we can start at this end, but we have to line it up at the end, right, in order to start measuring. We can't just start in the middle, can we? All right, start us off. 1,
2.
Ooh, I like how she's putting them together. She's not leaving any
3,
spaces.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Almost there.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Wow. And it might look like you have room for, look, just maybe one more.
17.
17 blocks long. And I like, Mary, how you put them all together. Because if we just did this, what if we would have just spaced them out like this? What if we would have just done this and said, oh, yes. Oh, look now. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, this is 8 blocks long. Is that right?
No.
No, because look at all these spaces we left in them. So when you measure, you have to put the items that you're measuring with, you have to put them right on top of the other. So 17 blocks long. All right. How many markers do you think it's going to take, Mary Millette? Do you think it's going to take 17 markers?
No.
No.
Maybe.
Do you think it's going to take more or less than that?
More.
More markers?
No, I meant less.
Less markers. Why do you think it's going to be less means a smaller number? Why do you think it's going to be less markers?
Because the markers are bigger than the blocks.
Exactly. It's not going to take as many markers, is it? All right, let's see how many markers it takes. All right, Mary Millette. I like how she's starting on one end. She's not going to leave any spaces. 2. Think you might need a third one? Oh, look. So what can we say?
2.5.
Yep. 1, 2, and then like a half of a marker. Can you see that? 1, 2, and a half of a marker. So Gertie and Birdie's cage is 17 blocks long, and it was 20 blocks
Tall.
20 blocks tall. The height of it was 20 blocks. And the markers, it was actually kind of the same, wasn't it? All right, kiddos. Y'all can have a good time measuring things at home this week. See you later. All right, here's Gertie. She wanted to say hey to you. Here she is.
Yep.
All right. We'll go get Birdie. All right, here's Birdie. She says hello.